Yeah.
So during this session, as usual, we'll have a discussion, and for the discussion, we'll be using the common room. That means we'll not have any breakout room this morning. This session will take approximately, I think, 40 to 45 minutes. According to the author, people with a good attitude lift us up and inspire us, which is very important in our business. When it comes to leadership, attitude becomes even more important. We need to see opportunities when others don't. Encourage people when they are feeling defeated, and demonstrates commitment when others want to quit. I think these lines are pointing towards us in this present situation. What we can achieve from having a good or positive attitude then? As you all know, a good attitude is an extra plus in life. It makes our life better, and it also makes our leadership better. Good leaders understand that a positive attitude creates a positive atmosphere, which encourages positive and productive responses from others. So, how can we develop positive attitude, or whatever it takes attitude then? Whatever it takes mindset is one of the most important aspects of successful leaders' attitude. It gives more energy and raise expectation as well. It also increases creativity, as our brain knows I have to get something done. Suddenly I dig to find out answer inside. At the same time, it helps us meet deadlines and empower us to reach our goals. And there are 7 steps to develop whatever it takes mindset. Number 1, disown your helplessness. To be successful, leaders need to disown their helplessness and help the people on their teams do the same. They can they can do that by empowering others, and this is how we can achieve. As you can see, never make excuses. Create a can-do environment where people are expected to solve their problem. Model whatever it takes attitude to your team. Provide appropriate training that enables team members to succeed. Challenge people to take responsibility for their performance. Make everyone feel valued and important as part of the team. As you all know, the team stand for T stand for together, E stand for everyone, H stand for achieve, and M stand for more. Together, everyone achieve more. Give solid feedback after team members try to tackle and challenge. Celebrate with the team members who are succeeding, because this is your success as well. So give people increasing challenges to test their growth and give them wins. Next one, take the bull by horns. As you all know, knowing something is not enough. You must take an action. So there's a difference between knowing and doing. He mentioned that effective leaders who want to milk don't sit on a stool in the middle of the field and hope that a cow will come and find them. We have to go out and find our prospect, find our clients. There is another way, another very useful example about key to success. And there are 4 questions which we can ask ourselves. Number 1, what do I really want out from my life? What will it cost? Am I willing to pay the price? When should I start paying the price? As you can see, the last question is designed to immediate action. If a leader doesn't answer the last question and make a commitment to start then, the first 3 questions don't really matter. So the best answer to the last question is now. So shall we put into practice the power of now, or magic of now, as a team? Again, it doesn't cost anything. It's free of charge. And this is how we can start practicing the power of now exercise. For 30 days, each morning before getting out of the bed and before going to sleep, you have to repeat out loud, do it now, 50 times. I've committed, I've already started. It's so simple. Just repeat out loud, do it now 50 times. And as we all know, success is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens because of you and because the action you take. Into the no whining zone. Successful people know how to handle their feelings. They put their attitude in charge of their emotions. We all experience in the times when we feel bad. Our attitude cannot stop our feelings, but it can keep our feelings from stopping us. There's no use of complaining, and we know it doesn't get anywhere. But people will be complaining. But we can minimize complaint by cultivating gratitude, and there are 3 ways to do this. Number 1, express gratitude independent of your feelings. Do not keep inside, express it, because unexpressed gratitude is no gratitude at all. Express gratitude for the small and ordinary things. And there is a saying, if we learn to appreciate more of what we already have, we will find ourselves having even more to appreciate. Express gratitude, especially in the middle of the adversity. Good leaders are never complainer. They are doer like us. They are go-getter. They are go-giver. When things go wrong, they start working and rallying people to help others. Put on a new pair of shoes. There's a saying, we see things not the way they are, but the way we are. So to be successful, you need to be able to see things from their point of view as well. So the art of leadership is getting things done with and through other people. And obviously, leaders need to connect with people with heart and mind. We need to listen them. We need to listen them. We need to listen their goals, dreams, interests before we offer any of our product or services. Nurture your passion. Find your passion and follow it. If you're passionate about what you do, you feel like you have never had never had to work a day in your life. There's a saying, or Ken Hemphill says, vision doesn't ignite growth, passion does. Passion fuels vision, and vision is the focus of passion. Leaders who are passionate about their call create vision. Exceed expectations. As a leader, we have to exceed our clients' expectation, to always under-promise and over-deliver. In order to achieve this, we have to consider a few things. Giftedness. We all have the greatest potential to grow and become excellent. We all have our own strength and weakness. In the area of strength, we can offer our help to others. In the area of weakness, we can ask help from others as a teamwork. Growth. We have to learn to raise the bar from ourselves after every achievement. Do not stop, keep moving. Opportunities. An opportunity only knocks once. The next one may be better or worse, but never the same. That's why it is so crucial to make the right decision at the right time. A right decision at the wrong time will be a wrong decision. So use all the opportunities where you can practice and applying what you have learned. That's why I'm here this morning as well. Others' expectation. Always ask to find out the expectation of people who desire our services. We cannot meet an expectation we are not aware of. Our own expectation. We can use the expectation of others as the ground for our own expectation. Always try to add value to others' life. If we do this, we won't go wrong. Everything we give above their expectation is everything. Let me tell you again, everything we give above their expectation is everything. It's the last one, never be satisfied. Great leaders are never satisfied with what it is. They see what could be and they continue to seek to achieve it. This is what drives them to get better, to achieve more, and to lead their people to new territory. The future belongs to people who are dedicated to making their world, their teams, and themselves better. Things constantly change in our life, so we must adopt and enjoy every changes as well. So until this point, we cover whatever it takes leaders' attitude. So now we'll have a short discussion. Let me stop my sharing here. So first question, in order to improve your leadership, what is the one skill that you would like to put into practice immediately and why? Let me repeat my question again. In order to improve your leadership, what is the one skill that we covered earlier that you would like to put into practice immediately and why? Start from Roger, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question, Milan, and it's quite a deep question, isn't it, really? Because there's a lot that has been covered there. The quote that I like is, it was part of putting on a new pair of shoes. It says, the art of leadership is getting things done with and through other people. As a person develops the leader within, she spends less time on personally producing and more on working with others to help her produce. And I think I've kind of gone back to just focusing on my own personal production. A bit of a kind of, well, the team can sort themselves out. And I've probably got to go back to trying to help the team get where they want to be. So I'd say putting on a new pair of shoes at the moment. Milan would be the one for me.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Absolutely, sir. As I mentioned, and sometime I think, and I realized, we see sometime, we see things not the way they are, but the way we are. So I'm totally agree with that one. The same question goes to Alex. What do you think, sir?
Morning, Milan.
Morning, Alex.
I think as a overall topic from what you've shown us this morning, I think take the bull by the horns is a good action point, if anything, for me to take on, because we have such a unique is much needed, and it really just needs to be taken on and wrestled with and to take it forward. So I think that as an idea, I think is very applicable to me in my position in really taking hold of what we have and what we all have together to really use this opportunity for goals and dreams.
Thank you, Alex. Totally agreed again. And that is one of the things we have been practicing in our business as well, I think, because we are action taker, we are doer, we are go-getter, and we are go-giver as well. My second question, are there any skills that you are currently not practicing? Again, the question, I repeat the question again. Are there any skills that you are currently not practicing? What are they? Samli, brother, it's for you.
For me, it's probably similar to what Alex said, which is, for me, it's taking the bull by the horn. But in essence, for me, it's actually leading from the front. I feel like there's been too many months where I've been building, where I've not been leading from the front. And I do feel like I do need to do that more. And but although I'm conflicted, because I know Roger said also about building his team, and it's amazing the different. When I go to a lot of primary care events, and they talk a lot more like Roger just did, which is whereby a lot of the SVPs and they don't actually go and do business themselves. They just build their teams. They recruit for their teams and they go deep. They go down. And it's something I'm looking to focus on going down. So I'm going to do a bit of both with Alex and Roger. The idea is to do more proactively, but also to build for my team. So my target between now and the end of 2021 is to do 10 by 10 within the next 3 months, which is 10 recruits and 10,000 of business. But those 10 recruits, none of them is going to be to me directly. I'm going to build under my people and try and go as deep as possible. So that's my thing. That's not what I've been doing, and that's what I plan to do over the next 88 days. That's it for me, really.
Thank you, Brother Sam, for your point of view. Would you like to add anything on this one, Sister Kaz?
I think it's like a balancing act, isn't it? So listen to sort of what Sam's been saying, like what Roger said. I think that's one thing that a lot of people, all of us in the company really struggle with a little bit. We're either very focused on building team or very focused on personal, and it's trying to find that bit of a balance. I think sort of as I was going through, it was kind of, what do I need to do? All of the above, like a bit of everything, really. But I think with the consistency and just carrying on with it, I think we're getting there. I did agree a lot with Alex, like when you said sort of what do I really want, what will it cost, taking the bull by the horns. I think I'm just kind of getting to grips with that again, sort of really going through my goals, my dreams, where do I want to be in the next 90 days, where do I want to be in the next year, and looking at the benefits that we were talking about. And I think last night's call, I don't know if you guys were on last night's call with Anne, she was incredible in her story and her passion. And I think that's what really came across more than anything when she sort of said it like, what do you want? And who have you made that promise to? So she promised her kids that they would have a house by the beach. And I was like, and she was saying, you can even promise yourself that. And that for me really sort of struck home. Like I've said, yeah, I want to do this for my family. I want to do that for my family. But she went ahead and did it. And I think that challenged me. So it's definitely in the take the bull by the horns. What do I really want? And am I willing to pay the price? And I really like that, what you said about when you're waking before you sleep, do it now. Tell yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. And I think, yeah, that's probably the thing that I need to kind of scrub up on a little bit, as well as everything else. But
yeah, thank you, Kaz. And as you mentioned, I found that was one of the easiest formula. Do it now for me. it's so easy. Again, when you mention, all of above, and I couldn't be agree, with you at all. The reason, I think John Maxwell said somewhere, the more you don't know. So, every day is, a different day and learning day. That's what I think. I've got another question is, could you evaluate how the current situation is impacting your attitude? So let me repeat again. Could you evaluate how the current situation is impacting your attitude? This question goes to Bharat Dai.
talking about myself, it's literally for the last I think 2 years. So initially I had a COVID. I think that's the first person, the second person in whole of the Zenny Stars has been COVID. Um, and we know that we had got nearly second, third months booming, and then after that it started to follow the recruiting and the business as well, and so everyone's did the same. For me personally, because I had so many. Still, I'm still impacted, and you are impacted as well. There's no hidden secret at all that it is impacting everyone. For me, I had nearly 26 relatives, and still I think counting on relatives is been passed away for the last 1.5 year, and it's more impacted my family rather than me as well. But my wife's side, quite a lot of family members passed away, and impacting quite a lot. And it's still impacting. But as you mentioned, that life goes on, and really we have to take on board that the leadership is the key one. And we know, I don't want to be dramatic, but we all have to go like John Flynn one day, and then that one, I don't know, that one day it might be tomorrow. But again, and that will be for me, I think that is a positive change, positive thinking side of life, that you must make it happen today. You must enjoy your life. At the same time, you must make it happen, get a results, and best do what you best you can do. So it's impacting in terms of my recruiting, in terms of my premiums as well, and getting in money. But what I'm focusing at the moment is that I need to keep my jigsaw puzzle right, and then only I can really make other jigsaw puzzle right. So I must have a personal income, and that's quite everyone's. I think most of this, it would be stressful if you don't actually have got good money coming into your account, and that's what I'm focusing at the moment. The first, and on the second only it comes the team, because then if you don't have a team, then do not talk. I don't want to talk about team. I want to talk about me, myself, and my income, my family, and then I can sort it out, that jigsaw puzzle, and I can only but that's the key thing that I'm considering at the moment. And these COVID, these business impact me in this way. But as a whole, because I had a good saving and good investment, and good pension, and I'm still okay. I can survive. I used to say I can have a comfortable life at the moment. It's all about surviving, surviving with the mortgage, paying mortgage, surviving with as self-employed. But I'm full confident. I have got 100% confident that I can not only survive, but I can thrive. So back to you, Milan.
Bharat, thank you. As you mentioned, and as you all know, this COVID is a bad boy, really bad boy. Currently, I'm experiencing, and last couple of nights, last 2 or 3 nights, I couldn't even sleep, and last 2 nights, I could sleep, but I was dreaming about, I was saying to people, please come, do not come, near to me. I've got a COVID positive, I've got a COVID positive every, last night, and and day for yesterday as well. It's a bad boy for everyone, so again, yeah, that's one of the worst thing. That's what impacting our family, our business as well. I totally agree. Would you like to add anything on it, Sister IT?
Hello, Milan. Thank you so much for the session. Okay, so are you the question that you asked? Yeah, is it how my not doing some of the things that you just mentioned is affecting my business? Is that what the question is there?
It's business as well as your attitude, your okay. Own attitude.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think if I look at what we've been talking about, I think for me, the biggest one that I'm planning to work on is disowning my helplessness. Because if I think about like even the last couple of months with the way the business is going and everything, I think I'll be honest and say, I don't know if you guys did the questions that's just on page 126 of the book that kind of like measures how helpless you think you are. And I realized that, yikes, I need help in that space. And because if I think about the business, the truth of the matter is, in as much as, yes, I've had some health challenges and everything, and I am building the business from scratch, and I'm building the business again. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not starting from ground zero, because I already know how to recruit. I already know how to do my presentations. I already know how to engage with people. And I think for me, that's the bit where I was struggling with, because in my head, I thought, oh my God, building my team again means building from scratch. But in actual fact, it isn't. So that's the mentality I've been working with, saying, you know what, IT, yes, you're building again, but you are not starting from scratch. You already know your scripts. You already know how to get referrals, and just changing that mentality from being the victim of stuff. And I think the last Fast Start School was, for me personally, was really powerful. Just seeing the way like all the chicks are crushing it. Like, men, you guys are doing stuff, but hey ho, I'm inspired by women. And just listening to like Joyce, her story and the challenges that she's had. And Barbara Anderson said a very powerful quote that I'll never forget. She said, others were created so I can see what is possible, not for comparison. And for me, that was really powerful, because even now I go on the leaderboard, and in as much as, yes, I'm at the bottom, but I look at the leaderboard, I see the chicks that are crushing it, and I'm like, it will happen, it will happen. So for me, that's the bit that I'm working on in this business, to move from feeling helpless to feeling like, yes, I can do it. Because in the book, it says something about the fact that when you're a victim, you don't see yourself as someone that can actually do it. But when you actually understand that you can do it, the sky's the limit. So that's me. Stop feeling helpless, IT.
Thank you, IT. You know, as you all know, and we are all inspired and encouraged by your energy. We, you know, solid your energy, you know, the can-do attitude. And I think we need to move on next part of my presentation. I think, can you see my PowerPoint now? Can you?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next part of my presentation is putting whatever it takes attitude into action. There is a saying, if you think you can, you are right. If you think you can't, you are right again. So it is all about a matter of attitude. So let me show you that how we can practice positive attitude into action then. Test. It's mentioned in the book as well. It's the job that is never started that takes the longest to finish. He mentioned again, you know, ready MMM syndrome. You must be willing to fire. This reminds me or our military shooting competition. We were taught, you know, get to the position, figure out your target, aim the target, hold your breath, and pull the trigger. Target will fall when you hit. But if you just keep aiming to the target, you'll miss the target. So you must be willing to fire. That means don't hesitate to test. Try more things, change what it is working, and stress to be better than we were in the past. So do not hesitate to test. Fail. Testing can be a challenging and frightening experience. because it can lead to failure. But failure is an essential step in the cycle of success. To be successful, we need to be willing to fail. We need to maintain a positive attitude and a strong belief in ourselves when even we fall flat. Les Brown says, sometimes life knocks you down. So when life knocks you down, always try to land on your back. If you can look up, you can get up. The only people who have not failed are those who have not tried. You mentioned about the game plan for the dealing with the failure as well, which we can put into the practice, which is known as 24 hours rule. This is how we can practice. Give yourself just 24 hours to celebrate a success or cry over a failure and move on. Don't stay there. As a leader, we do not, we cannot, let yesterday control today. Yesterday in it last night. There's no reverse gear whatsoever. We cannot reverse the past. We need to look forward and prepare for today and better future. So do not afraid to fail. Learn. This is saying a mistake is only a failure if you don't learn from it. We can learn from our own mistakes as well as others' mistakes as well. We learn both what does work and what doesn't work. Both are necessary and equally valuable to leader. How we can learn them, or how we can learn and the secret formula for becoming a successful leader then. Because it mentioned in the book, if we do this, you won't go wrong again. You show up every day, you work hard, you try new things, you fail, you improve, you grow, you face countless challenges and rejection. You doubt yourself, you want to quit, but you don't, and you do it all over again and again. That is what we have to do for months and years, and we can become a successful leader. Improve. The greatest value of learning is improvement, and there is always room for improvement. There's a saying, practice makes man perfect. It's wrong. Practice makes men permanent. If you keep doing wrong practice, you won't be perfect. So perfect practice with improvement makes men perfect. And re-enter them. Once you have tested new way of doing something, failed, learn from it, and apply what you have learned, you are ready to re-enter the race with your positive mental attitude, with new ways to approach challenge and lead others people. In this process, you can learn and develop how to lead yourself, how to lead your team from there, how to identify potential leader in your team, how to mentor people into the leadership, and finally, how to duplicate leadership and the system. So if we relate this to our business, I think Flynnstar is not a journey. Flynnstar business is not a journey. Flynnstar is a cycle. And if there's a saying, the more you do, the better you become. And your team will be bigger and better as well. So I think still I've got this another discussion time. Let me stop my power presentation. So what, so question, what do you think, what is the most important part of the cycle and why? So again, what is the most important part of this cycle and why? This question goes to Kevin O'Malley, sir.
Thank you, Milan. First of all, amazing training, Milan, really is. So, as bizarre as it may sound, failing probably and learning from it, I know that's two is probably the most important, because as you said, if you don't try, you don't get feedback, and negative feedback is good. All feedback is good feedback as long as it's honest and it's true. And I like what you said, the mistake is only a mistake if you don't learn from that mistake. So I think that the learning part is crucial, but obviously that comes from doing and failing along the way.
So thank you. Totally agreed again. We are missing few things in this cycle. I think as well, and learning, and sometimes I think in improving as well. Would you like to add anything on this, Kevin Westfield, sir?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple of statements that you made which I thought was very good. One was, if you can look up, then you can get up. That was something that pretty much spoke to me. And the other one was that Genistar isn't a journey, it's a cycle. I don't think I've kind of heard it like that before, and that's very, very good. And I guess when it comes to attitude, it might be that the first point is the most crucial, right? Is to actually test, put that test in place, because without that, you're not going to go through any of the other processes, really. But at the end of the day, it is about improving as well. So yeah, very easy to say, not so easy to go through.
Thank you, sir. And now let me move to next slide. I think 1 or 2 slides left. So the iceberg. I know it's a familiar picture for all of us. In this picture, how much do you see of an iceberg? Only 10% of the iceberg is visible. And the remaining 90% is below sea level. The 10% is knowledge and skills which are known to others, it's outside. But 90% is attitude, which is unknown to others, and that impact our behaviors. Like this iceberg, a study found that when a person gets a job, a promotion, 85% of the time it is because of his attitude. And only 10% of the time, no, 15% of the time, because of intelligence and knowledge of specific facts and figures. There's another secret to success, which I've noticed, that is commitment. And the commitment is the key. I let you read. I'm sure you have read so many times. And as we all know, the bigger the commitment, the bigger the payout. So shall we put into the practice this one as well? I've already decided and I'm going to do it. If you want to do it, let's print and laminate this message and keep somewhere where we can see every day. So as this is my last slide, now let me tell you a very short story. If you have heard it before, it will be recap as well. And there was a man who made his living selling balloons at a fair. He had balloons of many different colors, including red, yellow, blue, and green. Whenever business was slow, he should release a helium-filled balloon into the air. When the children saw the balloon go up, they all wanted one. They would come up to him, buy a balloon, and his sale would go up. All day, he continued to release a balloon whenever sales were down or slow. And one day, the balloon man felt someone tugging at his jacket. He turned around and a little boy asked, "Uncle, if you release a black balloon, will that also fly?" Moved by the boy's concern, the man replied gently, "Son, it's not the color of the balloon. It is what is inside that makes it go up. It's a cylinder." The same principle applies to our lives. It is what inside that counts, and what is inside of us that makes us go up is our attitude. So the foundation of success, regardless of your choice of field, is attitude. With better attitude, people would be better team player, better team leader, and their company would be a great place to work. So this is the end of my session. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your participation. If you got anything, or if you would like to add anything, please, or if you would like to share your experience, please feel free to share. Thank you.